Is it a sense of relief, or how would you find it? Just knowing that it's kind of...
Well, yeah. I mean, you're always hoping that you're proving yourself, and that, and like I said, it's a dream of mine to be a head coach. So, yeah, there is a sense of relief in that respect, a little weight off your back, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
The players spoke about the need for stability within this organization, and they also spoke just about how kind of you've progressed as a coach since taking over in week or whatever. Where do you feel that you've made, whether it be the biggest strides or advancements in terms of your style, or have there been any?
Well, I think there's two areas that I think that I've grown as a head coach. One is game management decisions, since I've made it one really bad one early in the year. So I've really studied that aspect of the game, and anytime I watch a game on TSN, I'll put my head coach's hat on and say, okay, here comes a situation, and how would I handle it, see how the other coaches handle it. The other thing is, there's kind of an ebb and flow of a season, and so you've got to find the right motivational aspect for that part of the season. And I use, for example, we played so bad at Calgary, and using the TSN TV, the broadcast of the show, and then the panel and what they were saying about our team, and making the guys realize, hey, this is how you're perceived in the outside world. And I think that motivated them. And then later on, just sharing my love of the game with them, my joy of being a head coach, and asking them to dig down deep and bring that out in themselves. So I think you got to be yourself when you're doing that, and not be a gimmick guy. And I think they can tell when you're being you and not being you. And so I think those are the two areas I think I've gotten better at.
Tim, you said that Buck Pierce was the issue, was the elephant in the room. Would you be comfortable as the head coach next year if Buck was your starting quarterback?
As long as we can assure that he's a healthy Buck. I think that's obviously for all of us. I mean, that's what the first thing we have to talk about is, can Buck stay healthy? Does Buck feel he can stay healthy? How does Buck feel about where he's at in his career? So we've got to we'll have a big discussion with Buck, see what he feels like, and then we'll progress from there. But obviously all options are on the table at this point.
But you also have to feel confident that he's going to stay healthy. He may say he's going to stay healthy, but you have to be confident and believe in that.
Right, that's exactly right. And then maybe you feel like he can't stay healthy through an 18-game schedule. Well, maybe can he do it as a backup quarterback? So I mean, there's all these different scenarios that we have to go over in the off season.
Is there enough leadership on this team, Tim?
Yes, there is. I think right now I think we have very good leadership, and like I said, with the maturation process, you're going to see some of the younger guys become leaders, and I think, like I'll use Bryant Turner as an example. He's only a second-year player, but he's probably the leader of the defensive line group. So, we have guys coming up. Chad is a leader. Chad Simpson is a leader, and he commands respect in the locker room, so when he stands up and says something, people listen to him. So I think you're going to see developing leadership as we go along.
When you look at defensive coordinators, you guys brought in Gary this year and he didn't have CFL experience. Is it necessary when looking for a defensive coordinator that he has CFL experience, or is that something that's not as pertinent?
Well, I know that I can get somebody with CFL experience that I've worked with before.
Do you have someone in mind?
I have 3 guys in mind.
Is Chip one of them?
Yes.
How much time have you spent in Winnipeg?
A lot. I mean, I have a mortgage on a place here in Winnipeg, so yes, I spent a lot of time here.
This will be your principal residence?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What was
That said, then I was just going to ask, if things hadn't changed in terms of Paul being head coach of the team, would you have sought to move on as a head coach? Would that be?
Well, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't even have to answer that.
Yeah.
So.
What was the nicest text message you received after the news became official this morning?
Well, that's a good question.
First for everything.
Well, I actually got a lot of text messages. Probably from Scott Milanovic. He was extremely gracious, and you know, he and I obviously coached together at Montreal for 3 years, so probably his was the most gracious of all.
Can you share what he said, or?
No, it's kind of personal.
Was there a time you thought the day might never come?
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought for years, I wonder if I'm ever going to get a chance.
And what kept you going, or just enjoyed the job enough that it
Well,
didn't really matter?
I love football, so I mean, I made my mind up years ago that even if I didn't get a chance, I'd stay in it until my wife forces me out.